Victor stared into her eyes, sending cold spikes into Luciana's heart. She walked away without saying anything. Victor glanced at Violeta and then headed to Sheila's bedroom. Sheila trembled like a leaf, despite the room being so hot. She closed her eyes, feeling unbearable pain in her stomach. Tears kept falling from the corners of her eyes. Ouch! It hurts so much. She mumbled. Adrian, you told me that you would come back soon. Why are you taking so long? Victor stepped in. Sheila opened her eyes and looked towards the door. As soon as she noticed Victor, she sat up. Her heartbeat sped up, and stabbing pain attacked her temples. Everything seemed to be spinning before her eyes. So, here you are. Weak and hopeless. He grinned and clapped slowly. Sheila stared into his eyes. What do you want? He walked to her and grabbed her hair, pulling it back. He put his nose in it. Good question. What do I want? She held onto the edge of mattress. Please let go of my hair. He passed his hand over her face, touching her cheeks and lips. You're like a lurking magnet, arousing my hunger. Please Victor, leave me alone today. I'm unwell. Lie down and stop shaking. I'm not going to touch you today. Trembling, she put her head back onto her pillow. He sat next to her legs and began caressing them. Smooth and soft skin. She moved her legs away from his hands. Drops of sweat formed on her forehead. He leaned over her, putting his face closer to hers. Stop resisting. You know you can't win this battle. She spat in his face while staring at him coldly and heavily breathing. One day victory will be mine. He slapped her. Ow! She shouted. Upon hearing Sheila's voice, Violeta threw the mop on the floor and rushed to her bedroom. She opened the door and stood there wide-eyed. Victor pulled out the belt from his pants and hit Sheila. She tried to sit up, but he pushed her. The hitting started over. Please stop it. Sheila cried. Violeta looked around to see what she could get to stop it. With every lash, she flinched as if she herself was getting hit. Thinking quickly, she ran to the kitchen. She grabbed a knife from the counter and ran to her room. She rushed over to Victor, the knife raised. Stop beating her. You monster. Victor dropped his hand and faced Violeta. You shouldn't be playing with knives. You could get hurt. Violeta thrust the knife towards him. Move away from her. Victor made a few steps backwards. Sheila got up, shaking. Violeta, leave the room please. The girl ran to Sheila. No, Auntie. He deserves to die. Victor put out his hand. Give me the damned knife. He stepped forward, forcing Violeta to step back. Her hands trembled. No. She shook her head. Sheila grasped Violeta's hand and took the knife from her. Violeta hid behind Sheila. Victor! Shouted Bernadette from the front door. Come and help me with the bags. Victor glanced at the door, then at Sheila and Violeta. You are lucky today. He walked away, putting his belt back on. Sheila took a step and grimaced in pain. Child, violence and knives are not a solution. Please never pick up a knife to hurt anyone. Crime is punishable by law and by God. Violeta embraced Sheila, crying. But I couldn't stand by and watch him hurt you. I despise him. He has a poor heart. My head is spinning. I need to lie down. Sheila made a few steps towards the bed but collapsed. Violeta bent over her and shook her shoulder. Auntie, please get up. She cried. Turning toward the door, she called out, help. Auntie Sheila is dead. She put her head on Sheila's chest and cried bitterly. Why have you gone? Who is going to love me and protect me from all these men? She pulled out the crucifix from her pocket and laid it on Sheila's chest. Then she turned her head up and stared at the ceiling. Jesus, I've been a good girl. Please bring her back. I already lost my daddy. I can't lose her as well. She put her head on Sheila's chest again. Please don't let her die. She sat up and shook Sheila again. Auntie. Auntie? Why have you gone, leaving me? Mummy sold me out, Daddy's gone, and now so are you. Bernadette ran into the bedroom. She took one look at Sheila and Violeta, and then rushed to them. She pushed Violeta aside and put her ear on Sheila's chest. Why did she die, leaving me alone? Shut up. Silly girl. She's alive, she said. Bernadette shook Sheila. Wake up, you troublemaker. Camille, Deborah, and Luciana entered the room. Sheila opened her eyes and saw Bernadette bent over her. Victor stared into her eyes, sending cold spikes into Luciana's heart. She walked away without saying anything. Victor glanced at